Hello there, it is Pete over at the Sampleist, and today we are checking out Cartago by Silence+Other Sounds in collaboration with Stefano Maccarelli. After spending years of building a catalogue of creative, exciting and unique cinematic libraries, Silence+Other Sounds are turning their attention to cinematic percussion. Cartago features a wide range of percussions, ranging from a traditional orchestral bass drum to more exotic and ancient instruments. With superb sampling and performances as a solid foundation, the design of Cartago is so meticulously thought out. We are presented with an intuitive, effortless and fun way to create cinematic rhythms. Cartago downloads at 13 GB via the Pulse downloader, and it requires the full version of kontakt 6.8 or better. Currently it's on intro sale of $83 plus tax where applicable. In this video, we're going to check out the sounds of Cartago, and we're going to look at the functionality of the instrument. There is a lot going on in this one. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Silence+Other Sounds for sending over a copy of Cartago so we could make this video. While we do get the instruments for free, it doesn't in any way influence our thoughts, ideas or judgments. We are working composers giving you our insights. So without further ado, we are going to check out Cartago. Here we go, we have Cartago loaded up in the full version of kontakt 8. You can of course use this in kontakt 6.8 and 7, but it is the full version. And I have imported the entire library into kontakt, took about 3 seconds to do, very, very quick stuff. And you get all of the instruments and the combined multis as well. So there's 23 there, 256 there, so there are 279 presets in total. Really, really great way to work with Cartago. Now, I've loaded up the Tycho's War. There are two types of instruments in Cartago. You've got the acoustic percussion sequencer and the designed drum kit. I'm going to play some examples first from the acoustic percussion sequencer. So we've got Tycho's War. Beautiful. Let's go for blood drum. Now I can see at the top there are 3 layers or 3 types of drums going on. So you've got smaller ensembles and bigger ensembles as well. Let's go for Shield Clash. Okay, sounds great. I'm going to play one more, then I'm going to show you some features because there are a lot of features going on. So let's go for Misket Tambourine. Sounds fantastic. The sampling is great, and the range of drums, if I just do a drop down, there are so many different types of percussion and lots of unique percussion and ancient percussion as well. Really, really huge amounts of different sounds going on there. But the functionality of this instrument is incredible. So first thing I'm going to do is, you can see you've got djembe afro, and tamborello medieval. If I play a single note here, let's say on this blue key, you can see that all of the other keys are playing. So if I hit join, it's only going to play the djembe. Okay, and then each instrument has been sequenced with 3 different types of hit. And of course, there are lots of different round robins, which I will show in a moment. So the djembe afro. And then we got the tamborello medieval. Lovely. And then of course, click join and you got the 3 layers together again. Beautiful. If we click design drums, you got this dynamic mapping, which is absolutely incredible. So we have a vertical layout and a horizontal layout. The vertical layout is the standard when you load up different presets. The slow, mid, and the fast is all about velocity mapping. So if I'm down to slow, I've got to hit my controller a lot harder to get the louder dynamics. Okay, so you can probably hear me tapping away there. Okay, if I go to fast, I just touch it and it's louder. Beautiful. And I can see all the different round robins going on. So they're up to 12 round robins. Now, what makes it really, really exciting for me, because I love having the option to lay it out by dynamics. So we've got our quarter instruments on the left. And you got each performance, each hit mapped out. And I really like having that option because you can make really quick dynamic performances. If you just want to play and hit the layers, the vertical mode is absolutely wonderful. Now, the other one are these different key switches here. So if I turn the sequencer on, the first one, so this key switch here, will play scene 1. And then if I change the key switch there, you got scene 2. I've got scene 3. And we've got scene 4. Now, the really cool thing about the sequencer is if I'm playing this rhythm and I use the mod wheel, it will bring the dynamics up. Which is absolutely wonderful. And there are some sequence patches, which we're going to see in a moment, which have lots of different planned rhythms. So, of course, you can adjust any of these, change the speed, the steps, etc. And you can save them, and it's all there. Lovely. Now, let's just go through a couple more sounds. Mega Crash. Do warrior drums. Okay, got the big dial in the middle as well. Yeah, it's adding something to it. I'm not 100% what that does. That's very cool. It's like there's almost more layers. Like a blend. And then you've got the tightness control here as well. So if you play super on the grid, yeah, you can adjust that as well. So it's a very cool feature. Lovely. Let's go for timpani 4. Lovely. By the way, there are some amazing videos from Silence+Other Sounds on YouTube and their website. So I was just thinking the technical walkthrough is by Giuseppe Cazzo, who makes all the Silence and Other Sounds instruments, and the preset is by Stefano Maccarelli, who is a co-collaborator, shall we say, of this library as well. And Stefano, I'm sure you're well aware, but he has created the amazing Etheria series. Yeah, just libraries that we sort of use day in, day out. Okay, we've got Zen Garden. I think that's stereo spread, actually. Oh, I don't know. I've got to check that out. Lovely. And let's do one more. Funeral Rites drums. Absolutely brilliant. Now, if we go from we're still in the acoustic percussion sequencer, but we're going to go to the sequence patches. So Iron March, for example. So these have the sequencer already on, and they got different scenes, and these are all created specifically for these sequence patches. And you can, if you really want to, you can unlink and you can play each drum and each hit separately. So you can mix and match. So the control is very, very cool. Let's go for Midnight Howl. So, yeah, let's go for scene 3. Yeah, just seeing how responsive the key switches were there. So I'm not taking my finger off playing the rhythm, but you can just play through all the key switches. Very cool. Druidic Pulse. So these all have sequences created for the presets. I mean, that is absolutely fantastic. Tribal drums. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. And then we got some sound effects. So I'll go for Thunderbolt. So these are designed drums. I'm just looking at the dynamic range. Got hybrid hi-hat. good stuff. Deep hit. So some big booms and high percussion. I did cut that off actually. Beautiful. So it makes some really nice dynamic rhythms. So if I just load up a solo drum as well. So we've got the frame drum. So you can use the sequencer if you want to, but again, if you want to just play a solo drum and have all the performances and dynamic hits. You can do as well. So there's a lot of versatility. So you've got all of the instruments as solo instruments as well, which is great. And then we're going to go on to, if I go to the top, you can see the design drum kit. So these are the designed drum kit presets. So different kits. Now, let's just load one. Hard as stone, or hard as a stone. Okay. So the layout is completely different. And if I just play. Now these are a little bit louder. But these are design kits. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Let's go harder stone B, just to contrast. Turn that a little bit. Let's go for Abyss Cinematic. Yeah, they're a lot of fun, aren't they? Textural bells. It's very cool, isn't it? The Weight of the World, let's just play that. It's ace. They're really, really fun. This one's called Dart Smash. Going to turn it down tiny amount. It's only for the purpose of the video. There we go. Everything loads in at -6. Yeah. Sounds absolutely brilliant. So these are very designed sounds, very cinematic. Silence+Other Sound do a lot of horror-based libraries or eerie-based mystery libraries, and these are the kind of sounds you expect to find in those, but obviously percussions. Well, I say these, some of these, like the bells and the more ominous sounds, and of course you got more of the hybrid cinematic sounds with the big percussion. It sounds really, really cool. yeah, lots of really cool things. So there's lots to play through there. Then we've got some destruction hits, so sound effects hits. And again, the only reason I'm turning it down, kontakt is set to load in at -6, but because we're doing a percussion video, I don't want anything to hit and we're going to the red and then have to be limited, etc. So I'm playing it safe, that's all I'm doing. But when I'm composing, I would just set the levels accordingly on the instrument. Yeah, so you've got a whole range of instruments going on. So we've got all the organic performances, the traditional instruments, the ancient instruments, then we've got the designed instruments. I mean, that is fantastic. There is a lot going on here. Now, check out the technical video especially, because it will talk about the pad editing and the different effects. And I'll see if I load up the Tycho's War, it will talk about the different layers, which is quite straightforward to use. Whatever this is, I've got to find out. I checked out everything and I asked questions and I forgot to ask about the middle dial, so I need to. But again, you got this really rich effects area going on where you can just add different effects to the sounds and sort of create what you need to. So it's very, very well thought out, but the functionality of this instrument is incredible. So that is an overview of Cartago. I've put it into a composition and I did a kind of sort of tried to go a bit ancient and tribal maybe, and going into war. And of course I've created a little video to go around it as well. Yeah, have a listen. It's got some interesting instruments. It's very hybrid, but obviously Cartago is the forefront of everything. And in terms of composing with it, it was just lots and lots of fun. It was really, really easy to use. I've layered up lots of different instruments. I've played some rhythms myself, and I've used some of the sequencer kits as well. And I've used a little bit of the sound design kits. But yeah, check it out and see what you think. So, yep, here we go. Let's play the video. Here we go, it is closing thoughts time, and we're talking about Cartago from Silence+Other Sounds. What can I say? This is a massive drum library. It's tagged as Ancient Drums of the Future, and I was thinking, am I going to use this in the future? The answer is most certainly yes, and I'm going to use this a lot. What are my reasons? Well, let's talk about Silence+Other Sounds first. So remember, this is one person. I know Cartago has been created with Stefano Maccarelli, but Giuseppe at Silence+Other Sounds has a incredible track record of making fantastic sounding instruments. The sampling is amazing, and he sources incredible performers and ancient instruments. Really, really unique timbres and they go into his instruments, but the programming is fantastic. They're ready to drop into your DAW and they create sounds like no other library would. So my first one was many years ago, and it was Stringcake, and I was desperate. I was waiting for it to come on sale, and it finally did, and I bought it. I just fell in love with Silence and Other Sounds libraries. So if you're not familiar with them, go and check them out. But Cartago shares what makes all of the Silence and Other Sounds libraries fantastic. Incredible sampling, incredible performances, great scripting and programming, and it's just a very, very well thought out instrument. So what do I like about it? You got the mapping, you got vertical mapping and horizontal mapping. For me, that is absolutely brilliant. I actually really like the horizontal mapping. I love having all the different dynamic layers. I like the fact you can unlink all of the instruments as well, which is absolutely great. But if I want to do something really, really quickly, I might just use the vertical mapping and have all the instruments linked and just play to my heart's content all these different layers. Sounds absolutely great. You got all the effects controls, you got all of the microphone signals, you got the sequencer, which is incredibly powerful, and the fact you have the dynamic control on the mod wheel, you can make effortless dynamic performances. But of course, none of this would be brilliant unless the sounds were there to back it up, and these are amazing. There are so many different types of percussion. It covers a lot of ground. And for $83, the value for money is absolutely incredible. It's on intro at the moment, like I say, $83, and it's just huge. Really, really big. So, yeah, do I recommend it? I really do. Based on the fact it sounds incredible and it's been programmed so well. The price, yeah, it is very, very good value for money. I'm going to be using this a lot, as I say. I've already started another project where I'm going to use Cartago already, and it's probably going to sort of carry through the rest of the album. So yeah, go check it out. Silence and Other Sounds, Cartago, absolutely wonderful stuff. All that leaves me to say is thank you so much to Silence and Other Sounds for sending over a copy of Cartago so we could make this video. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave a like on the video and of course drop us a comment. What do you like about Cartago? What do you think about the instrument design and the sounds? Are you going to pick it up? Let us know your thoughts. If you've not done so already, please check out our other videos on YouTube. And of course, if you've not hit that subscribe button, please do. It takes maybe 2.38 seconds of your life just to drag the mouse over and click that button, but it's the best way to support us. We've got no advertising deal, no affiliate links. We try and be as transparent as possible, just to make sure that our opinions are very much our own opinions and completely impartial. And yeah, just hitting that subscribe button would mean the absolute world to us and just keep us creating this content. So until next time, have a great day and keep making that wonderful, epic, ancient music. Take care.